All right, the St. Peter's Peacocks take on Purdue, and that's going to be a 7:09 Eastern tip-off on Friday, March 25th, 2022. Purdue's minus 12.5 with the total at 133 and a hook. And if you want to see my current personal betting record, you can actually do that for free right now by going to brockpage.com. It's located right on the homepage. And following Wednesday's sports wagering action, we're still hitting at 70% our last 11 college basketball tier package bets on brockpage.com. And the link for today's college basketball tier package bet is in the description section below. $1,000 bettors are up over $3,300 during that stretch of bets. Now, you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on YouTube and what I do on my website. Well, what I do here on YouTube is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side, and total. And what I do on brockpage.com is I actually share with you which one of these free YouTube picks on my channel that I'm actually betting on personally. Now, we currently have over 965 members who are signed up and active on that website. And just remember, guys, if you sign up for a membership here today on my website at brockpage.com, you're actually going to get access to that content every single day all the way through the end of March. Now, Purdue is one of the most powerful scoring teams in the Sweet 16 right now, very dangerous with the ball in their hands. They're actually averaging 80 points a game for the entire season, and they're making nearly 50% of their field goals. Jaden Ivey's averaging over 17.5 points per contest, along with 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Meanwhile, Zach Edey's making 65% of his field goals. He's also averaging 14 points a game. When it comes to shooting the 3-ball, the Boilermakers are in the top 5 in the country in offensive 3-point percentage. They're taking on a St. Peter's team who averages only 67 points a game, and they've certainly faced no one like Purdue this season. Now, when it comes to shooting from the stripe, these guys are making only 69% of their free throws. So even if for some reason Purdue ends up getting in trouble in this one, all you got to do is put St. Peter's to the line. They're not going to make you pay. Now, total-wise, St. Peter's has gone 2-0 to the over during March Madness thus far. They also saw 3 out of their last 5 neutral site contests get over the line. Meanwhile, Purdue's 5-4 to the over in their last 9 neutral site contests themselves. I'm going to lean toward Purdue minus 12.5 and the over 133 and a hook. Next ball game, it is going to be Providence versus Kansas, 7:29 East. Kansas is minus 8 with a total at 141.5. But despite being favored in this one, Kansas has failed to cover recently against the likes of Creighton and Baylor. Matter of fact, these guys are covering in only 50% of their contests away from the Allen Fieldhouse. They're taking on a Providence team who's gone 10-5 against the spread away from their home court this season themselves. And they played some incredibly tough defense in those ball games. The Friars are limiting their competition to just 29% shooting from 3-land away from home. And they're also holding their opponents to just 40% shooting from the field this year. Now, when it comes to offensive production, it's Nate Watson who's averaging 13.5 points a game for the Friars, along with 5 rebounds and 56% shooting from the field. Meanwhile, Jared Bynum's making 42% of his 3-pointers. He's also scoring 12 points a game. Now, total-wise, when it comes to the number in this one, Providence has gone they've gone 60% to the under in all of their contests away from their own building. They also saw unders more recently against the likes of Richmond, South Dakota State, and Butler. Meanwhile, Kansas saw 5 out of their last 8 fall under the posted total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Providence plus 8 and the under 141.5. Next ball game I have for you, it is going to be North Carolina taking on UCLA, and that's going to be a 9:39 Eastern tip-off. UCLA's minus 3 with the total at 141. But despite being favored by a basket in this one, the Bruins have failed to cover in 2 out of their last 3 ball games. And they may have to go to work here on Friday without Jaime Jaquez, who is battling an ankle injury. Jaime Jaquez, he's injured. His ankle's busted up right now. Now, covering wise, the Bruins failed to cover in 4 out of their last 7 neutral site contests. And when the Bruins put their opponents on the line, they're hitting 73% of their free throws against them. Now, they're taking on a North Carolina team who's amongst the better free throw shooting teams in the nation. The Tar Heels have made 79% of their foul shots away from Chapel Hill. And they've actually suffered only 3 losses since January 22nd. Now, Armando Bacot, he's scoring 16 points a game. He's also averaging 12.5 big rebounds. Meanwhile, Brady Manick, he's going to be eligible. I know he got kicked out of their prior game, but he's eligible because he wasn't fighting. And that was a questionable call, by the way. But anyway, Brady Manick, he's drilling 40% of his three-pointers. He's also scoring over 15 points a game. And speaking of offensive production, UNC's averaging nearly 80 points a game this year, and they're in the top 20 in the country in offensive boards. Now, total-wise, UNC went 60% to the over in their last 10 ball games. They also saw 5 out of their last 7 neutral site contests get over the line. Meanwhile, UCLA went 6-2 to the over in their last 8 themselves. I'm going to lean toward UNC +3. And the over 141. Of that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup. I guess it's not on our big screen because it's not an AP top 25 team, technically. But anyway, not on our big screen, but it is going to be Iowa State versus Miami, Florida, 9:59 East. Now, Miami's -2 with the total at 133. Now, the Canes have won 5 out of their last 6 ball games. They've done a real nice job away from the Watsco Center. Miami's currently 15-5 straight up away from their own building. They're making 48% of their field goals this year. Cameron McGusty scoring 17.5 points a game, along with 4 boards, a couple assists. Meanwhile, Isaiah Wong is scoring 15.5 points a game himself, along with 4 rebounds and 2 assists as well. Now, they're taking on an Iowa State team who scores only 63 points a game away from home. And they rank amongst the worst in the Big 12 in offensive rebounding. When it comes to the total in this one, 4 out of Iowa State's last 5 fell under the line. Meanwhile, Miami saw 3 out of their last 5 fall under the posted total themselves. I'm going to lean toward Miami -2 and the under 133. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on BrockPage.com. Now, if you guys do end up getting a membership here today on my website, just keep in mind, you're going to get billed the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So if you do end up getting a membership here today on BrockPage.com, you're actually going to get access to that content every single day all the way through the end of March. Although I do tell folks in every single video, the earlier in the month you sign up, the better. And guys, if you want to get access to every single bet that I give out on that website, you're going to want to think about signing up for my board member package. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Thursday or Friday to you, depending on when you're watching this. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at BrockPage.com.